my friends, let me show you some Town Hall 10 strategies, if you're looking for some. Now, I've showed this before, but I want to just do it again. This is a Sui Ram, so or a RamLavaLoon, what have you. But what they're going to be doing here, they're suiciding the Ram. Now, the Ram is acting like it's a twofold approach. It's carving out a section of the base for his La-Lo. It's also getting some objectives down, right? It's not a huge kill squad. He does have 4 bowlers. You don't necessarily have to have the bowlers here. I've seen it done with just the king and queen and the ram and whatever's inside. Now, my guess is he's going to be rushing in here. My guess is he has Valkyries in the ram. If he's going to be entering at 6, the reason I say that, and Valkyries are a good choice. Bomb towers are here. He's got 2 singles. So if you do bring that, if you do bring the golem, just not providing the power that you need, the necessary fundamentals, okay? He could have bowlers, but it's going to be, bowlers aren't going to be a good because you got the bomb towers. They'll die instantaneously, right? We know it's a Hound CC, it looks like, because the queen was used for funneling. Oh, no, it wasn't a Hound CC. Ah, fresh hit, presuming a Hound CC. Doesn't even matter. He's got a nice poison. We'll take down that baby dragon, and he does bring Valkyries, but what? Dude, why did they locked him to the wall instead of going to the bomb tower? My goodness, what were they? Must have been going for the king. Surprising. I thought he was too far away. Queen able to snag the single. Amazing. The Tesla farm did cause some problems, but that was a good instance to use the Valkyries there instead of the golem. Golem would not have been good. You could have used giants if you wanted. If you were presuming maybe if you're having the queen come behind, but he thought there was a hound in the CC. That's why he used the queen for funneling early on, right? But Valkyries was the best choice there, guaranteeing the queen goes down. So very nicely done. Here comes the La-Lo section. Now let me just point this out to you. Why coming in from this side? Honestly, you could come in from 9 o'clock too. However, one key thing that I saw here. Now this is something on the fly. Maybe he was going to come from 9, but he saw this happening. A couple things why you want to come from this 4 o'clock section that I see. When you're in the middle of the battle, what is it? What do you think it is, guys? If you can spot it, you're good. If you can't spot it, maybe not. Tesla farm right here, boys. Tesla farm. You want the early tanking. So this Tesla farm's pretty deadly. Yes, pretty deadly indeed. They will destroy your loons. Now, if he'd come from 9 o'clock on the back end, he would have not had the hounds tanking for the Tesla farm. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, boys? That would really hurt. Of course, he does have the heal spell, which he could have used. So maybe in the end it wouldn't have mattered so much. But if for whatever reason he had to use the heal early, he wanted the early tank here. And that's what he had. It tanking a little, just a little bit. 2 of the Teslas were on the hound, which makes a big difference, right? They would have been on. They would have been on his loons. So nice entry. He might have come from 9 otherwise. If the Tesla farm was spread out or maybe there was no Tesla farm, I think you could have come from both sections. But he did a great audible, calling it in the moment. He saw it and did it. He might have wanted to come from 3 either way, but very nicely done from Mr. Bravs and showing us he's got the skills to do it on the fly. That was a nice hit, spotting that farm to get the job done with your beautiful Sui Ram. The Sui Ram, very powerful stuff, Sui La-Lo. Now let's just move on here. We got Mudkey coming in, and Mudkey's a beast, bro. He's a beast. I actually showed this, so I'm not going to, I just showed that hit. I sure did. I forgot. We'll show Chilla's. Chilla coming in hot with another Sui Ram. Now, again, this is the Sui Ram. I thought it appropriate, right? Some Sui Ram action. We might throw in a ground attack, give you some different strategies. But again, key here is, Chilla's key here is pretty much the same objectives. Now let's guess. What do you think he's rocking in the Ram? I like to play this game. Maybe I should make a series on it. What do you think's rocking in the Ram? What should you bring here at the table? What do you think? Now, I could see a couple things. He is bringing the queen behind. So what he's hoping is there's not going to be a Hound CC. If that's the case, he does have a free spell. You could bring a golem here. If you can get this Inferno Tower down and freeze it, the max golem and the CC will be tanking for every single one of these troops. It'll probably lock onto one of the corners trying to go to the bomb tower or something like that, or maybe the wizard tower, right? Valkyries could work as well. Now, the problem with Valkyries, sure, they'll get the queen when she steps out. But then after the Valkyries, and they take down the air defense and the Inferno, they die very fast. They get stuck on a wall, not tanking as long. So it just depends. Just depends. However, if there's a Hound in the CC and the queen can't snag the enemy queen, maybe the Hound isn't... I mean, maybe the Golem inside is not the best. But he does have the king coming in, so let's see what he does. He's going to pop the freeze spell here. Or he waits. Oh, he waits. Okay, he could have... he pops the freeze. Nice free. Ooh, he waited for the CC. Yeah, it's a tough call. That's a tough call. I think I would have frozen early because the Ram would have taken down the single. It would have taken down the single. Look at the Golem's health here. Pretty getting low. Tough call. I don't know. Ooh, it's tough in the moment. You freeze queen, freeze CC, or keep the Ram up just a little bit longer so it takes down the single. Keeps the Golem health up. I could see both. I mean, it worked out, obviously. You got a 3-star. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that Golem was really destroyed. Honestly, I think freezing the single would have been better early on. Kept the Ram alive a bit longer. Unfortunately, this Golem went off over on this side instead of towards kind of the CC side. So what that meant was Queen had the pop ability a bit earlier. Just one of those things. Here comes the Lalo section. Nice haste. You notice here, he puts the haste spells after the Hounds have gone through. Very nicely done. Doesn't haste up the Hounds. Wants to keep those suckers far away from that single as possible. Beautiful Lalo section from Chilla. He was a hit-up player in Season 3 with me. Rocking it now at Sound All 3-starring. In Season 4, he's doing some good work. Heal spell on the back end. Very nicely done. Tough section here as well. Got a Wizard Tower and a Tesla Farm, and we know there's red bombs there. 2 red bombs, yep. Very nicely done. Massacre. It's like 20 loons up. And the Golemites are still there. So nicely done. And, yeah, the Sui Ram Lalo attack. Try it out today. It will go amazing for you. Let's just show one other attack. I don't even know what it'll be. Let's see. I'll just pick a random one. The Jesus DT. I think he's new to the clan. Let's show him some love. That's a dip. That is a dip, brothers. Warclore. Warclore. What is he bringing? Oh, pretty much similar strategy. This is a little bit different. This is like a PentaLavaLoon. Actually, it's more than a Penta. No, he's got max loons in the CC. I mean, in the Ram. Or in the Blimp, whatever. But, yeah. 4 Hounds. Quite a bit. So let's see what he's got going. He's not going to go for the queen kill. He's got a Skelly. So just suiciding his heroes. He's not... He's not going to suicide the Blimp. Now, that is a strategy I've talked about. You can suicide the Blimp, and you put loons in the Blimp, and they pretty much make a funnel for you. They make the funnel for your Lalo. And sometimes, if depending on the base, you can bring in your heroes behind it. And since they take out the single, Queen has a little bit more, and King has a little bit more value. They won't be taken out by it. But this one, not going to do that. He's just going to carve out with his King and Queen. And again, 2 spots to enter on this base. You would never come from 12 o'clock. I mean, that's just suicide. The pathing's not there. You come from 9 or you come from 4. He's choosing to come from 4. One reason I think 4 is a better choice. He wants to kill the queen. So he needs to kill the queen here. He needs his hounds alive. Now, he could have come from 9, I think. But the thing is, by the time the hounds, so they'll cross over here and go to this. The singles will take out these hounds pretty quickly. By the time the hounds get to this air defense and the queen locks onto the hound, the likelihood of having tanking ability for the hound is a little bit less. So now, so look what's going to happen. The queen's going to lock onto the hound. We know this, right? So what that's going to give him, it's going to give him time. It's going to give him time to bring his loons in and then bring in the rage. So the rage, what you wanted to do, see he knows where the queen's going to be. She is stuck on the hound. She's stuck right here. He's going to pop the Skelly spell right there. It's one little trick to get the queen down. Because the hound tanks for a long time. Ooh, she hopped over. That is bad timing, but he's got the pups behind. They got a couple hits on him. on the queen. But either way, even having the hounds pop around the queen early on is good as well. It just guarantees. So again, just figure out where the queen's going to track. Because if she will travel across the base. If you pop that hound, she's going to follow it to wherever it lands. Okay? So because it was... I think that's why I entered in at 4. That's one reason. And it obviously worked out very nicely in his favor. So just think about that. It's a little trick there for you. I've seen it. It's not the only way to kill a queen, of course. But it's one way to guarantee she stays stationary, doesn't hop around. She locks onto the hound. She stays there. You bring in the haste. Remember, he didn't put the rage right away. He hasted his loons up, took down the bomb tower. Then he popped the rage, then the skelly. And with all the pups and the skellies getting a couple hits on him, able to get it down. There's some air attacks for you, my friends. Thanks for watching. Come back for more. Halo out.
This is Sparta!